Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 6 of Project ATM Star. Last episode, we got a pretty good amount done. We got the Blaze Farm set up. We have the wireless charging. We have the infinite lava generation. And we did a little bit of create. Um, and today, we have a lot going on as well. We are going to be working on a little bit of automation. We're going to be working on mystical agriculture. We're also going to be most likely heading to the mining dimension in this episode. Uh, I still got to go get the Allthemodium Ore from the ancient city that we found earlier. So we have a lot going on. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So what are we going to do today? We are going to go. We already have our netherite pickaxe. So let's go ahead and take care of that first. Let's go to the ancient city. Let's try not to spawn the warden because I am not ready for that. Back this way. Um, having the wireless charger is phenomenal because now I don't have to worry about running out of power in my jetpack. So if I could remember where on earth did I put that Allthemodium? That's not it, is it? There was some right here. I didn't even. I thought that was just part of the uranium. Oh my god. Okay, so we have these two, and then we have two more somewhere else out there. Um, so that's actually perfect. So let's go ahead and pick these up. I can't believe I skipped over these two. That's kind of wild. And that gave us 6. That's crazy. Okay. So let's go get the other two. I just got to remember where I let. There they are. Okay. Do I have any blocks with me? No, but that should be fine. Don't do anything. Okay. Doesn't seem like we have a shrieker close by, which is good. Excuse me? Hello? Where did that block go? Um, Alrighty then. Let's do that again and not lose our block. Okay. So we have these two. And I think these are the only ones that I found down here. But again, the first time I went through here was actually on foot. So we could take a quick look to see if we could find any more. I'm not going to hold my breath though because it doesn't spawn in high quantities down here. And you'd be lucky to find the amount that I actually found. So let me go ahead and take a quick look around, and I'll meet you back at the waystone, and we'll see if I was able to find any more. Remember, I have 10 on hand right now. All right, I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, I am back, guys, and actually it wasn't too bad. However, I did end up going to the other uh, ancient city that I found in the earlier episode. Um, And that one didn't have too much though. I think I only got um I think I only found like 3 um raw ore blocks there, which gave me maybe a total of 5 or 6. So it wasn't too bad, but I think we did pretty good just for a quick little, search around. It actually gave us quite a good amount. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here how much we actually were able to end up with. This lovely little ore here that's going to basically kickstart this whole series off. And we got a total of 20. So not bad. Not bad at all. So let's go back home and let's kind of duplicate this. Um, or I should say double it. And let's get some stuff happening. Okay. So we need an ore hammer, which I don't think the one I have now. Yeah, no, that'll only do 8. Do I have any platinum in this system? Got enough. Do this. Sticks. Okay, so there's our platinum ore hammer. And let's go ahead and click the wrong button. There we go. So that got us 40. So let's go ahead and throw this into our furnace over here. Kelp. That's when I was doing the create last episode. Ooh, look at that. Now with this, we could get Allthemodium pickaxe. We could get some gear going, and we could also get turn our diamond hoe here that we have into the Allthemodium hoe, because if we do that, then we can put that in our farm and not have to worry about if we need to restock it up with more diamond hoes. We could just turn one of these into, probably this one, into Allthemodium hoe, and we could pretty much just set it and forget it. So let's see here. We got a couple of quests, so we're gonna go ahead and just go through this to see what else we could get. Perfect. So we got another one of these. That's what I wanted. Got another one that we didn't quite need, but hey, more the merrier. Okay, so we're gonna work on getting the teleport pad that will get us to the mining dimension, and then we need to go back up and see how many of these templates that we have. So we just have this one plus the one over here on the wall, and unfortunately we don't have enough netherite to duplicate the template, because I believe it's yeah. So netherite surrounded with deep slate and the smithing template, this will allow you to double it. However, we don't have a stream of netherite just yet. I'm hoping we could change that here either in the next episode, or if we get enough, maybe we could do it in this episode. What do we need for this seed? So we need some premium essence and just the netherite ingot. How many do I have again? Let's see, netherite. Just have 2, which is actually going to turn into just 1. Because I know it may seem kind of like a waste, but the faster I could get this farm up and running and automated, the better. So I think I'm going to use the Allthemodium and the netherite to get the Allthemodium pickaxe. So let me see if I have I don't. Do I have enough to duplicate this one? This one requires diamonds, which, I mean, I see diamonds in here. It's diamonds and I believe netherrack, which I only have a little bit. Yep. So let's go ahead and duplicate all this. Okay, so we're up to 12 now, which is good. Okay. So I'm just gonna do the this normal one here and get that going. Then we could replace this this iron hoe. We could actually just get it out of here. Just throw it away. We don't want it. Let's go ahead and put everything here into the system. Okay. Put that one away. I'll go ahead and put this hoe back into our bag here. Oh, what was that? Oh, I do have another one. Huh. Okay. Well, let's make our pickaxe then. And then also I'm gonna replace the smith, the smithing template back on the wall over here. These are gonna be the forever ones. These were what we'll have as backup in case we accidentally overcraft and we lose um, any of the templates in the system. So we'll have something to duplicate off of. Those will forever stay here. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this pickaxe. Boom. Done. Awesome. And that gives us another one back. All right, teleport time. Let's go ahead and break an ingot down and grab one of these. Perfect. Gives us our nuggets back. We're gonna go ahead and continue claiming these. In the nether, we actually have a couple of vibranium just chilling out right by our portal. So we could actually do one step further. However, I think I want to do do a sword instead. Because if we could get a sword up to vibranium, I think we'll be okay with taking out some of these vanilla bosses. Especially if we could get some decent enchants on them. That's something I'm still working on. So let's go ahead and go to sleep real quick. Turn it to back to day. All right. So now, where should I? I'll just put it right here next to the bed. Boom. We now have access to the mining dimension, which is going to be perfect because that will give us access to a lot more resources, especially if we get like the digital miner or the builder from the RF tools. This one I absolutely love using, the builder. Super straightforward and easy to do. It does take up a lot of power, but so does the digital miner. So it's kind of like we have to get better energy generation going, some power. Um, so we might end up doing an episode of nothing but getting up our power to a better point than just having some wind generators going. Now, what I will say, what we can do is we could actually take these with us to the mining dimension and get more power out of them. Because we're at a higher, what is that, a Y level in the mining dimension than we are here. So if we come up here, I'm just going to snag one for demonstration purposes. If we come up here, we're sitting at stuck. Okay. So I'll get onto here. So we're sitting at 138 Y level. So let me go ahead and pick up one of these real quick. And then we'll head to the mining dimension. All right. Oh, wow, that was a quick load. Okay. So you see the Y level is actually 253. Now, if you remember, our FE production for each windmill or wind generation generator was 180 FE per tick. So let's see what we have here. Almost 300. It's 296. So massive power increase right off the bat just by moving these to the mining dimension. And better yet, now that we have the flux network, it'll be easy to transfer power between dimensions. So we could actually go back, we could grab all of this, And come on. There we go. We could grab all of these. Matter of fact, before I do that, because what we're gonna have to do is grab a point so we don't lose power on our what should I put it on? I'm gonna put it on the cube for now until we could get more stuff coming in. So what I'll do is I'll change this so that it will, I think it's going to be this guy, input. Yep, there we go. So what I'll do is I'll put this to input into the cube. So when we move all our power, we'll have it. So we're going to put the point onto the cube and we're going to take the plug off the cube because we're going to use the plug in the mining dimension to transfer power to this guy. So let me go ahead and let's see. There's a quicker way to do this, I believe. Yep. So I'm just going to steal all of this all the way up, which is good because now we can patch that hole in the side of my my house instead of having a weird gap because of wires. Nope, it doesn't work that way. Can't ultimine to pick these up. Come on. Okay. So now that I picked all those up, let's go back to the mining dimension and get this set up quickly. So nothing fancy. We could just put them in a line here. Grab our cabling. And slap that on there. So we went from, what was it? 1600 FE per tick to, how much was that? 500? Or not, I'm sorry, 5,000 is what I saw. I mean, that's massive. That's a massive gain right there. So we, what, 16? So we almost tripled our power just by moving to the mining dimension. All right, let's go ahead and move on. What we're going to do now is get the stuff for the farm going. So we're going to need growth accelerators, the crystal resonance generator. We're going to need red fertilizer, and we're going to need these ender chests. Let's actually make these now. Let me see. Do we have... Perfect. It's a very slow farm. I'll get it, you know, working a lot better. Probably in between episodes. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked again. I just don't want any mobs coming in and trying to attack me while I'm building stuff. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and get these ender chests. We'll need 2 of them. I don't want orange. Do I have anything for green dye? If not, then I'll do white. That's not a problem. Nope, nothing for green dye. So let's do just simply white top. Perfect. So we have those. We could actually mark that off. We'll go ahead and mark the ender tank off. We don't need that. So growth accelerators. This is kind of pricey in the sense it's the Fluix blocks, and we don't have a lot of nether quartz and stuff going on just yet. But hopefully once we get this farm going, we could start, you know, crafting these up. So it's 2 cable, 2 quartz glass, and a Fluix block with some iron. So let's see, how many Fluix blocks? Okay, so we have 63. So we can make 31 growth accelerators and then pair it with 31 crystal resonance generators. So let's do that. Let's make 31 here. ran out of cable. That's fine. Cable's not too bad. Hopefully I have enough. Oh, that requires Fluix. That's right. Okay. Actually, there's one Fluix block that we're not going to be using. So we could actually use that to get 4, which then in turn will get us not enough. That is definitely not enough. Okay. Let's see how much more I could get of this. So that's 25. So that's 4 more. Oh, we just need 2 more. Okay. Let me do our cheaty way here. Logs. Go ahead and grab a bunch of these. Okay. This should give us enough emeralds to get enough Fluix quartz or Fluix crystals. Because it's 5 emeralds for, what was it? 5 emeralds for 4 of them. And we don't really need that much more, but this will be super quick to get some. Because like I said, I'm running low on nether quartz, and I don't want to really go back just to grab that. Especially when I could just, I'm on the way to making the farm anyway. So let's grab that. That gives us 36, so I think that's definitely going to be enough. So we just needed, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Perfect. Okay, now let's get 31 of these guys. Okay, and then we need seeds. I'll work on that in a little bit. The next thing that we need is crop supports, which doesn't look like we have any, but it requires 4 compressed iron, which isn't too bad, and it's super easy to make. We could actually go and make that right now. So let's grab some iron blocks and a stack of TNT. Let's go blow these up real quick. I'm going to do it kind of over here. Oh, I forgot. Yep. I need something to light the TNT. So flint. Oh, I don't have a flint steel. Okay. Put that up there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to blow up some iron blocks. Let's turn my magnet off. And this will make compressed iron. With a minor loss, of course. As you saw, we lost half a stack, but that's okay. Not too worried about that, especially with how much this actually gave us. So let's go ahead and grab some more. Let's grab a stack. We're not going to need a stack. I think we're only going to need like 40. But we could grab a stack. That shouldn't be a problem. And then we'll do the rest in a little bit. Let's just go and get this farm going. Okay. Nope. bucket. Need a bucket of water. Okay, now we could go. So F3G gives us the chunk borders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 9x9. So what I'm going to do is a 9x9. Let's see here. Looks about right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the 9x9 real quick, and I'll bring you back once I get that built out. And then we will work on getting the rest of the stuff that we need to make this farm functional properly. Okay, so I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, and I am back. So this is the start. I wasn't able to have enough, of course, to fill in the rest of this. I need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 9 more, and then plus whatever I need around the edge, which I think is what? 4, 8, 12, 16. So 16 plus 9. We're looking at 25 more of these crystal resonance generators and growth accelerators, along with the red fertilizer. No, the red fertilizer are taken care of. We just need 25 of the crystal and 25 of the growth, and then this farm will be considered done. But for right now, it's okay for a start, um, especially when we're just wanting to mass produce some Inferium real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in real quick and get this going. I like to have multiple farms, one for each seed. So I'd like to have like an Inferium farm, and then a Quartz farm, and then a Fluix farm, an Intro farm, and so on and so forth, just so that there's 40 slots here in total in this checkerboard pattern. So it's 40 seeds per farm, and it comes in really quick with the way this is set up. I know there's others to where you have a full 80 um, farmland where you have the growth accelerators sitting on top of majority of these except for this last row all the way around. And then you have a full row of these growth accelerators around the entire perimeter. Um, there's not, to me at least, there's not that big of a difference between this and that. It may produce maybe 1,000 extra resources over this one. Possibly, I'll have to look into that. But it's just, it all depends on what you have, resource wise. If you have enough to do the checkerboard pattern, I would say I would recommend going with this. If you have ample resources and you're not worried about the Fluix crystals or the copper and the iron or anything like that, then go for it. It's however you want to play this game. Um, and you can see it's coming in pretty quick at a decent rate, which is something that's good. Um, so another thing is why we have that going. Matter of fact, I need to make sure that this is force loaded. So when we're back in the overworld, it will still be producing. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and go back home. And then we are going to start working on some seeds. Hopefully. We need to craft different essences from the Inferium. But let's take a look and see what we need. Let's see here. Did I pass it? Okay. So Inferium is the base essence. So you would craft this along with the infusion crystal to make the prudentium. Then you craft the prudentium with the infusion crystal to make tertium, and then so on for imperium, supremium, insanium, and then eventually you'll make it your way to the creative essence, which is the insanium gemstone block, insanium block, surrounding the master infusion crystal. I like to try and get to the master infusion crystal as fast as possible, but again, that just depends on our output for the inferium. And you can see here, I mean, it's coming in at a really good rate. Let's go ahead and put the rest of these in here. So we have about 1350, close to 1400. So let's see where we could get with that. So I'm going to grab out the 2 crystals and then surround it with the inferium. Nope, I was wrong. The 4 surrounding the crystal, just like this. And then we just try and make as much as we can, which it looks like it's that much. Not too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and dump these back in. Okay. So we're trying to get up to supremium because that's what we need for the master infusion crystal. So master infuse crystal, this guy. So we'll need 4 supremium essence, a supremium gemstone, and then the prosperity shards. So that's 4 essence plus 2 more will get us the master crystal. So let's see how much we get here. We get 5, so we're 1 short, but that's okay. It will go quick. So let's go ahead and get the gemstone out the way. Not sure if that was a quest or not. Let me just double check real quick. Okay, was not a quest. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so we have the supremium gemstone. So we got one of those. Is that going to be a quest? No. Oh, that's right. We need to get some of those upgrades real quick. Hold on. Let's copper. Oh, and we're kind of short. Okay. Or hammer. Grab that. Can I do this? Yeah. Okay. Let me cook this up real quick. I didn't know we were that low on copper, but that's okay. Copper's easy to get. We got a ton of it in that little hole next to our house. Just go and grab a bunch if we actually need a lot of it. I just need to make at least 1 or 2 of these upgrades, just so we're not overloading our ender chest, which is probably getting close to being full. So let's try and make this quickly. Okay, let's head back up. One of these sides, there we go. I'm not sure what I just put away. Okay, so copper upgrade. I need at least 2 of these. So that's fine. Come on, I need 1 by 1s. 1 by 1. Oops. Cannot type today. So 1, 2. Copper upgrade. we go. All right, let's go back down. And let's... Okay, now this holds 131,000. Oh yeah, see we had this thing full. Okay. We got that taken care of. Let's go back up. And let's see if we can finish getting the Supremium. So we need these back. Let's see. Let's finish out that one. Finish out that one. We need to make another crystal, which is fine. Which is fine. All right, let's see if that is enough. Oh yeah, that's gonna be enough. We only needed one anyway. That's perfect. All right, there we go. We got the master infusion crystal. So now this has, as you can see, unlimited uses. So you could just use it as many times as you want. What I like to do is once I get the farm set up, I actually have, if you get the crafter, this one, the crafter tier 3, you could have the inferium sent to the crafter, have the master infusion crystal inside the crafter as well, and you could have it do a whole setup to where it will step up each essence. So it would go the inferium, the prudentium, the tertium, the imperium, supremium, and even insanium. And then you could have the insanium turn into the block form and then have the blocks sent back into your system and then just build that up, because it's actually, for some of the crafts, it's quicker for it to break down the blocks into the smaller version of what you're needing. Um, and it's just easier to keep everything all compact into just one essence and have that whenever you need it. Okay, so we got that taken care of. We can mark that off our list. We can mark that off our list. We don't need that. Okay, so we have that. So now what we need to do is take a look at what we need. So we have wood, which is going to be one of them. So that's going to be just with inferium. So that's easy. So wood, dirt, deep slate, stone. These require these conglomerates, or not some agglomeratios. That's a mouthful, that's for sure. Which is just all four of them require the same three ingredients, which is the gravel, the dirt, and the clay balls. And then this one slot's going to be different. So this one's lava buckets. I believe the water one is water buckets. The earth one is, I believe, grass. Yeah, short grass. And then the air seed is bottles. Yeah, so glass bottles. Easy to make. Ice. The ice seeds are easy. We could just go and mine up some ice with our silk touch pickaxe, and then the deep slate, the stone, the dirt, and the wood. They just require, stone, deep slate, dirt, and wood. Then when we come over here, this is where it gets a little harder. Like the honey, we need honeycomb and honey bottles to make this. We only need 8 each to make 4 of these. So it's not too bad. The dye seeds are something that I'm looking forward to because having dye coming in is super helpful because you could craft it into anything that you need or want. So this dye essence, you could turn this dye essence into any dye that you are wanting to craft. If I could try and show that here. So like for the cyan, it has a craft for it. For the green dye, it has a craft for it. So these are very helpful, especially when you're trying to do like um, different types of wool or concrete or anything like that. You have it. Coal seeds, super easy. You just need coal. Kiwi, same thing. Amethyst, I believe it's just the shards. Yep. Um, sulfur. Let's see. Silicone is something that we're probably going to get a couple of. It just requires 4 silicone per seed. Not too bad. This nature seed is something that we're going to want to get as well. This requires the nature agglomeratio. This one requires sugarcane, potato, pumpkin, and cactus. And then when we come to the tertium, this is where we could get, you know, the nether quartz, the redstone, the iron, the copper, obsidian. This is where we could get our Certus quartz seeds. Prismarine is going to be something that we want to get. It's prismarine, diamond seeds, and fish seeds. Because what that will do is it will allow us to make the conduit a lot easier. So if we come here, what we need the heart of the sea. So, oh, and we need squid essence as well. So squid seeds. So with the prismarine and the fish, it makes the nautilus shells. The diamond, prismarine, and the squid with the nautilus shell creates the heart of the sea. And then with the heart of the sea, we could surround that with more nautilus shells and it makes the conduit. The conduit is what we want if we want to set up proper mob farms in the mining dimension or really anywhere. But in the mining dimension, we could give it a conduit and it will basically get rid of any condition that the mob requires to be able to spawn. So it just works better, and it's just altogether better. And of course, the heart of the sea, you could, you know, use it for other crafts like the productivity omega for the productive bees. Um, so there's a lot of useful things. We'll need it for the Heartforged Sea Selves as well when we get into Apothic Enchanting. That's going to be probably its own episode later on. So let's go ahead and go to sleep real quick, and then we'll head back to the mining dimension, and we'll set up our um, altar and pedestals. We'll kind of keep it close to the farm over here, just for ease. So I like to put down a redstone and put the altar right on top of it, just so I don't have to worry about, you know, toggling on and off because it does require a redstone. Then the infusion pedestals just go around in the spots it shows you. Super simple. And that is it for that. So now what we're going to need to do is we'll need to plan out exactly what we need for what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and take a cut here, and I will bring you back once I have everything all situated, and we could get this going as well. Okay, let's head to the mining dimension, and let's see if we could get all these seeds going. Okay. Oh, I forgot one thing. Hopper. I like to use hopper on the middle bit for just loading in the seeds. It's just a lot quicker that way. Okay, so we'll put that there. We'll grab our prosperity seed bases. Okay. And then I'm going to just go like that. We have that here. We also still have to craft the aglo pieces. So I'll grab everything for that. Okay. So let's craft those real quick. So water bucket, gravel, that, and that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there's those. And then we need the bottles. There's those. And then the grass. And there's those. Okay, so we have those. We got all those. Okay. So you don't have to put them alternating every other one. You could just have them just like this. In the very beginning, I thought you had to. Then I quickly learned that was not the case, which is fine. Sometimes I like to do it when I do the modular router setup. I do like to have it alternating, just because I'm not doing it, by hand anymore. I'm having it automatically done. So it's just how I like to do it that way. But when I'm doing it by hand like this, I'll just do, 4 one and then 4 the other. So let me go ahead and get through all these seeds, and I'll bring you back as soon as I get them done. And then we could work on planting them and making sure we have the storage set up for that. Okay, so I got all the seeds done. I went and picked up all the inferium seeds just so that I could have this planned out a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get these seeds down, and then we'll go and make sure the storage is looking good. Let's go ahead and let's see. So I kind of want to put the Flux and the Certus quartz kind of like in here. We could also put the diamond here. I'm going to put 2 redstone inside and then 1 on the outside. Same with the emerald. I'll put the emerald on the outside. And let's see, what else can I put? So I have the nether quartz. Definitely need the wood. Definitely going to need the air, earth, fire, and water. We could put these on the outside. I'll put them on these, just one side face. Just because we don't need a lot right off the bat. These are going to be for when you get into the whole awakening portion of it. You'll need to, let's see, can I show it here? So it's going to be these guys right here. So you'll have 4 of these in the setup, and each one is a different elemental essence. So, earth, water, fire, wind. And you put them in here, and then you have the awakening altar and the awakening pedestal for the items, to get the awakened supremium. It kind of shows you right here in the bottom corner how it would kind of look. So you have, the earth, fire, wind, and water in these type of pedestals, and then everything else. So let's go ahead and finish getting this going. Nether quartz, I kind of want a good amount of, so I'm going to put them with the 4 side facing. The dirt or the wood, we could put out here. let's see. We could do the same with the coal and the obsidian and the stone. We could have it on a two-face. In between streams, I'll finish this up. I'll get it fully outfitted with these growth accelerators and crystal resonators. But for right now, it's just we're missing some because we didn't have enough fluix. But now that we got a fluix seed, it'll make it a lot easier to get what we need. Let's see. So we have copper. We could put 2 copper out here. And also 2 iron. And then we could put an iron in here with the copper next to it. We could put ice over here with the osmium. We'll have one on the inside because we want to continue with mechanism. Silicone, we definitely need a lot of this, so we're going to put them on the inside of the farm, and then one right here on the out. Okay, and then what do we have left? So we have platinum, dirt, and some of the inferium. So we'll put dirt and platinum right here, and then whatever's remaining, I'll put down the inferium seed. So one right here, there. Okay. One on the outside, and I think that's it. I think all of them are taken up. It looks like it. Yep. Okay, perfect. So let's go home and let's take a look and make sure our storage is doing okay. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get to the automation in today's episode, but that's quite okay because that means that we could focus more on the automation portion of AE2 in the next episode. So let's go ahead and jump on down here. This is also something I'm going to fix in between streams, get that going. So let's take a look. Let's make sure everything is flowing. It's looking good. Perfect. Now that we have a good steady flow of copper essence, we can make those copper upgrades a lot easier. And once I outfit these with 4 each, what I'll do is I'll make a void upgrade as well. So once the drawer with the 4 upgrades fills up, anything after that will just get deleted automatically. And then we could upgrade those copper upgrades to, the gold, the diamond, and then eventually the netherite if we are wanting to have a ton of these. I may just end up stopping at either gold or possibly diamond. I don't think it'd be necessary to do netherite so much, but it really depends because, again, we need a lot of resources for this pack. Okay, so with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it here for today. I want to say thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit on the mystical agriculture farm setup. If you want me to go more in depth on the different types of farms, I can make a video for that. How I was saying earlier, where you could have how I have it set up, checkerboard pattern, or the other design where you have it over the entire top and then around the perimeter of the farm. Also, we could look into doing some testing with, the mystical agriculture growth accelerators. That will also help boost it up. Unfortunately, the difference between Allthemods 9 and Allthemods 10 is how the lily pad of fertility is created. They made it a lot harder to get a bunch of in Allthemods 10 because you have to go through a different mod pack for a portion of it. But that's completely fine. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you liked today's episode, make sure you subscribe and hit like. make sure that you have the notification on as well for future episodes. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.